morning, everybody. I toast to you and all you do. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. It's Sunday. I hope everybody's having a great day. So, the Equinox is coming up. It'll be officially here in Colorado. It'll be Tuesday morning. It's 7, I think it's at 7:22 in the morning. But it'll be an early morning. I believe it was like midnight in UTC. Like, so first thing Tuesday morning. So it'll be a momentous time. The earth will be shifting. We'll be at this unique equinox period when the sun is in center. And if you've never tracked the movement of the sun throughout the year, I would highly recommend doing it. You know, we talk a lot about tracking the moon throughout the year, or throughout the cycles of the moon, and all of the magic that is correlated with that. But I think sometimes we forget that the sun cycles also, and that there is a longer cycle there, and that it does move, and it transitions, and it shifts, and the light is different. Some great ways to do this: you can simply set up like a plastic nail, like a metal rebar or a stick, something. And I say plastic nail because right here in front of me I have one of these, they're for keeping like lawn trim in, like a divider to keep your rocks where they go, but they're like long plastic nails. They're super durable, but they don't rust, so they're good for kids. We had to, when we moved into the house we live in, they had those. I feel like they're archaic at this point. They're old, like giant metal staples, but they rust really fast, so it's kind of dangerous. So especially with kids, these plastic things are great. But it's like a sundial, but for the year, and you just mark every morning where the shadow from the sun is created, and you'll get this really cool half circle shape or whatever. But this is something that our ancestors have been doing since the beginning of time. Some of the oldest sun monuments are found in Australia, but I mean, they're found all over the world. Machu Picchu is built with the sun. Temples are built with the sun. Temples. The Mayan temples, the pyramids in Egypt. So if you go back through time, there are sun wheels found all over the world. I had an interesting conversation with my sister yesterday about what would history look like if archaeologists were pagans and not Christians. It just is a different perspective on the world, and I imagine we'd find a lot more sun circles. We'd find a lot more different kind of tracking of the sun and the moon and the stars and stuff like that. But anyways, so with the equinox coming up, the sun is perfectly due east, and then it'll start to travel back to the south, or the north. No, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it's early in the morning, and I just finished all my fall cleaning, so it was a very eventful couple days. I cleaned the carpet, cleaned out the cabinets, we even painted one of the cabinets. I'm just busy bees. It's a doggy. What a doggy noise. So, back to the equinox. So, the earth is transitioning, and we're honoring the harvest. And grain has been a big part of this celebration for many, many centuries. I think since people began to create agriculture and we started planting instead of just gathering, we really started to honor the grain deities. And not just in Western or not just in European cultures and whatnot. So some different examples are going to be like your grain dollies. I've seen some beautifully elaborate ones out of like Norway and Sweden, and Norse cultures and Anglo-Saxon cultures. They have, some beautifully done woven wheat grain dollies. And these are the things that you look at and you're like, oh my God, that's just amazing. And I think that they set the bar really high when you're like, I need to make a grain dolly. And then you look at the ones that you see on the internet, you're like, whoa, I cannot do that. That is, but is a really big part of their culture, and this is something that they practice from being little kids. So don't set the bar up there. Be normal. My daughter was learning about Native Americans, and she brought home a what is it called? I'm not even going to try to butcher the name because I will fail. But it's from the Native American tribes that are actually here locally. So the Ute and the Lakota and the anyways, they have their own grain idols. They're made differently. My 3-year-old is very independent. She says she's a big girl. She's gonna handle it. Anyways, so totally distracted by my children. Okay, we're talking about grain idols. So they are made by many cultures. I imagine that if we looked into even like, the Mayan culture, I bet they had some kind of grain doll or idol that they would make. Anyways, so this is a representation of the blessings that we receive, and we, in modern times, we create these as a way, as an idol that we bring into our home to honor the grain gods. So, like I was talking about in a previous video, many of the grain idols sacrifice themselves, like the grain gods sacrifice themselves at this time. So the gods will sacrifice themselves so that the corn can grow, so that the wheat can grow, the hops or the barley or whatever grain that people are growing can grow. And the divine sacrifice their energy in order to manifest the harvest. So when we receive the harvest, we take some of that harvest and we create a offering and a thing of worship, something to honor. So you make the grain idol and you bring it inside, you put it in a place of honor. I keep mine next to my stove. I have a little offering pot that I keep my kids each make one and I make one, so we have like a family of corn dollies. It's fun. And we get creative. The kids get to do whatever they want. This year we used the tops from the pumpkins that I made for pumpkin pie, and we harvested from the garden. We used the tops of the pumpkin to make their faces. Well, not everybody. Me and my youngest did. And then the other children made theirs like we've done in the past. But anyways, so I'm going to show you a simple way to make your own corn dolly. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be highly decorated and all of that stuff. You can make it that way. You can also use these much like you would a doll to honor Bridget. And there are traditions where they would make an idol for Bridget, and throughout the year you change the idol's clothes and you change her setting. You make her a space, and this is a way to welcome the blessings of the gods into your home. And so you gotta kind of follow what feels right for you. For us, again, like I said, I use things that we grew. I don't grow my own corn. It takes up a lot of space and I just don't have it. But I live in an area where corn is in abundance, so we just get it from local farmers or the grocery store who gets it from local farmers. Just try to buy what says local, honestly. It doesn't have to be made out of corn. You could make it out of any kind of grain, like grain that you've grown in your garden or in your space. And yeah, so I have a giant pile of husks and silks, which is funny because the flies have started to gather. But anyway, so you take all the husks off. The sun is coming out. Here, I'm going to rotate. world. All right, let's rotate.